They took a law off the street during this period from earlier we were talking about. Prior to the assassination of Allah, they take him up off the street, talking about he's creating all of the with this conduct or just endangering the welfare of children because he had young among him. They get him in the court, and he tells them, he's a god. You're like, oh, this dude crazy. And they literally sent him to Bellevue, and then he goes to Mattawan for the criminally insane. Right, he stayed there for 2 years. But then there, doing his thing. And in fact, I met the doctor. His name was Sweeney. Met him in 1984 when I was incarcerated in downstate, which is right next door to Fishkill. Right. So I have mean conversation I had with him. But anyway, in fact, and on that note, he states, he would always be elusive. He didn't want to really stand around and talk about his experience with the law. I have to go, I know the law, whatever, when we trap him off. In fact, Father Supreme part of the story. Me and Father Supreme were there together. In fact, I see Father Supreme, I'm going to ask him, so me, him, and his brother named Messiah. So I asked him, I said, what was some of the things, what stuck out to you about him? You know what I mean? He was interested, so he was like, okay, look, from understanding what he meant about being God, I understand God now as being the concept of man's subconscious mind. Yes, sir. So I was like, okay, that kind of, because I was still in school, so that word was like over my head. Somebody helped me define what the hell he just said there, you know what I mean? God, like the God give me the definition of the actual names. He brought it home. Look, black man always has been. Don't get caught up in words. You know what I mean? That was a subtle way of showing that although I bear witness, but I'm not going to, it's just a concept, but God does come here. But you got to know who you are. All right? And he spoke with sincerity too. So he spoke, like he understood what Allah was saying to him. He respected to, he might have been a Presbyterian, but this is, I get what he was saying. I get what he was saying. But so we've been around the globe here, man. Oh yeah, 5% been around the globe here with the teaching, especially in academia. Absolutely in academia. We and all over music. I've had young brothers stay coming here. Yeah, I want the knowledge. When you ask somebody, had young brothers come in, because again, man, they the influence. I mean, I get it, music. You know what I mean? We R&B as well. It wasn't just rap. You know what I mean? But I seen the Woo story. Saturated with who we are. In fact, my sister earthly embraced the crown for all the gods in there. I didn't know that. That she did it. He asked her, RZA, yo, black music, day mathematics, even though he kind of fashioned it differently. You know what I mean? But all right, I get it. You know what I mean? I heard about Kim when I was away. I was like, oh look, hey, you know what I mean? But we in every facet of learning. But I always tell someone also, I don't know, you're gonna have to do what they did. See, to be a 5%, you're gonna have to. It's not like instant oatmeal. It's in the club. You're in. You know what I mean? Yeah. No. Yeah. First of all, I want to know why you want the knowledge. Right? But what brings you here? Why now? Right? Then, once I see you're sincere, because I've had people come, yo, I need one, can you get some lessons? We don't do it like that. I don't give them out like Skittles. Okay, that's good, you want it, keep coming. All right, so he comes. Okay, bet, let me, whatever. Then we start to roll with the fasting for 3 days. Right? Then I give you the history of who we are, because you got to know, if you didn't ask, I'm definitely going to give it to you about who we are. And then we start talking about lessons. And although this is very important to put on brain, this don't make you God, although I did think that when I was younger. Yeah, you couldn't, because I went through, and I don't know any 5% in here that didn't go through something reading this, putting this on brain. Some people get it formally, they like, you know what I mean? Some, but as long as you get it, right? But I learned that knowledge is one, and the last degree in solar facts, which is Pluto was 3,680,000,000 miles away, 9 planets you have to put on brain, and their relationship, like what does that have to do with anything, right? You couldn't tell me nothing, because long degrees I had to put on brain. The 8th degree, what makes Abraham slow earthquakes, which Jacques first rules and regulations, including all laws of force, while manufacturing the devil. It's a degree like this here. The born degree, the question itself is long, and the 4th degree in the 1 to 14. And when I was coming up, yeah, you better know that.
Universal.
And impeccably. Impeccably. Don't even come out the door. You know what I mean? Now, I'm glad you brought that up too. But yeah, but a lot of times that came from, see, what the 5% is taught, every word that proceeds out your mouth, watch what you say. If I ask you to do a 120, don't let me find you don't know. Because now you're lying. So how we establish a relationship? Who are you now? You know what I mean? I can see if we say, I don't know. Or I knew, and I'm having issues with remembering or all right, that's something different. Yeah, there were, consequences. But then I learned to stop doing that. Because you got people with reading disabilities. Some of our brothers couldn't read. They learned mouth to ear. They learned this whole thing, and you never know it. Yeah. Malcolm X, right? You know what degree he had? 8th grade. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who he was taught by, 4th. Right? Or the law different. He knew. He was well versed. Right? In many things. So he came autodidactically well, meaning that he was self-taught well, but he already came with degrees and he had formal education. But this educated us, and it's important. And the purpose of why we quote him, not because when I quote him, I have to make reference. Like when you read, your paper. Your professor tells you, listen, man, I want this paper. I want you to cite, what's your name, God? Tell me your name. Freedom. I want you to cite, which is just freedom? There's a reason why I'm doing that. Just freedom?
Freedom on law.
Freedom, all right, freedom on law, all right. Because you met somebody say, my name Master Freedom, freedom born, right? Now, so when you cite the paper, freedom of law said, this was said, okay, who? Freedom of law. Okay, from where? He wrote this book. Okay, but you're citing. That's what you're doing. Right? Because when I quote this degree to you, in fact, there's a degree in the 1 to 40 that goes into what was the name of the place where the devil was manufactured. Pegon, the same as Patmos. In Revelation chapter 1, verse 9, honestly for the A and G. I join some of your brother companion tribulation with the kingdom of patience of Jesus Christ. When the isles that is called Patmos for the word of God and testimony of Jesus Christ. This is the coming out of Revelations. Right? And it's talking about John being sent to the island of Pegon, which is thousands of years later after the devil actually is created. Pegon then is a penal colony. Because if John's there for the word of God, and that's Jesus teaching us what? There you go, God. Why you took so long back there?
Well, like you said, give some land.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, freedom and equality, right. It wasn't Christianity. So anybody teaching now, I'm sending you there. Right. So I'm going through trial and tribulation like you're going through. So when I cite this degree, let me go into, what do you mean? I just can't give it to you on his face and just keep it moving. I used to do that a lot. We all did. Until my brothers taught me, we teach knowledge and wisdom, correct?
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.